So if we're good, we'll begin. We'll begin in a seated position. I just want to start off with a breath that has a mostly same ratio, just in to out, a 1-to-1 ratio. And I would recommend just feel it instead of count it. Just feel a quality of evenness or similitude without employing an instrument of measurement. So here we go. And then next, feel all the ribs moving. And still at this point, this doesn't have to be an ultra physical, contrived breathing technique. Just in that 1-to-1 ratio. Do you feel that breath in the back? Do you feel that breath moving and expanding toward and away from the horizon? The fishing nets caught us a few more breathers. So we're just starting off with an unmeasured 1-to-1 breathing. So we're just feeling the ratio, the evenness, the similitude. We're not necessarily counting it. And it's within this kind of heightened breathing moment and this heightened sensory moment, so we kind of drop our hopes, our intentions, just right into the heart, just like we'd throw a coin into a fountain, just right into the heart. So how is it that you want to show up in your day today? How is it that you want to walk about? What is it that you want to keep in your heart, your body, your cells? What is it that you want to keep alive? These are just the starter questions. Of course, you form your intent to match your own spontaneous wisdom. I find those are the best prayers. Okay, now we'll start to deepen breath. Just 3 more, a little bit more physical, a little bit deeper. And so I'll just share with you my understanding. We set this intent, and hopefully we really do, And so as we're in changing our breathing and changing our body, we quite literally physicalize our prayers. So our intentions or prayers or whatever you want to call them, they don't just remain in a kind of a cerebral, airy thought or mental space. By holding them, not only in our mind, but by breathing with them and by behaving with them, it's kind of that step-down transformer that brings those best intentions and prayers right through the cells and right down onto terra firma. All right, so let's place the soles of feet together. And if you're not super clear, we got an hour to get clear. Oh my gosh, what are my prayers? You got an hour to clarify and refine. So we're going to work a round of Uddiyana, and we'll do so with a minimal fold. Inhale right down into the hip creases. We're just going to hold that for a moment as you feel the heels pressing each other, the outer edges pressing each other, and the big toe ball mounds pressing each other. And then exhale, just lean forward, 5 degrees, 10 degrees, just a teeny weeny little fold. You can exhale out your mouth or out your nose. And once you're empty, keep pressing soles of feet together. Relax the chin nearer to the sternum, drawing the belly in. And gathering as the belly moves in, let it draw from the hips. Let it draw from the femurs, the marrow. Let it draw from the back. Release. Take a breath, 2. And we'll just kind of exit that slight fold for a moment. So the slight fold is probably just enough to feel the hips. We'll do one more. And as you're inhaling, feel how breath can spread down and throughout the perineum, the pelvic space, finding the hip sockets or the width of your pelvis. And then gently or moderately exhale. We can do this out the nose or out the mouth. And just let yourself fold 5, 10, 15 degrees. Heels press, outer edges press, ball mounds press, and we draw the belly in and in and in. And releasing, inhale, come back upright. Place your left hand on your left thigh, and the right hand on the ground. And as you move into your exhale, press with each hand so that both the spine and the trunk lift away from this left hip. And the thigh bone just gets a subtle adjust away from the left hip. It's the gesture of reveal. To me, that feels different than the gesture of get open, stretch out, will you? Knock it off. So this gesture of show me. I'm open to receiving your message, hip, back, organs. I want to know. And you might find that that approach can be sustained with a very light touch. It doesn't mean we go less deep, and it doesn't mean there's any less ardor in working with what we find. And then we'll ease up. Come back up centrally. We're going to do one of these rounds of Uddiyanam between the sides. So inhaling into the hip sockets, perineum. Let the foot pressure just help you attune to the foot, attune all the way down into the lower limbs. And swift or moderate exhale. Partial fold. And then drawing and gathering the belly. Not only the belly, but from the perineum. So there's an upward drawing, an inward drawing. And release when you need. So the yogis have identified these kind of basic currents, is what they call it, right? Currents. I'm going to use an analogy, and we'll switch over to the right side. Right hand on right thigh. And one of these currents or tendencies is kind of a coagulation or of energy down. And the way that I image it is kind of a sand timer. There's a sand timer quality that works in us and on us, right? Kind of draws things down, settles things down, precipitates down. And so one of the ways that I work with this particular Uddiyana and some of these pieces, it's almost like we're kind of drawing the sand up the sand timer. We'll get another chance to play with that. But let's take a deep, full breath into the hip. And exhaling, kind of pressing to grow the trunk away from the hip socket. The right thigh gently moves away from the hip socket. And the gesture is simply reveal. All right, let's release. All right, should we do what? Let's do one more round of that Uddiyana. I know our legs have been here a bit, but let's do one more. Reverse sand timer. So in energetic terms, it's kind of working, drawing, gathering the energy from the base of our body, the pelvis, up toward the heart. So play with the image if it helps. Here we go. Inhale, into the hips, the pelvis, the legs. And moderate exhale, partial fold. Stay empty. And as I'm drawing in and up, I'm not leaving the ground. I feel those feet. But I'm just starting to draw on whatever's become precipitated, coagulated in the back or the hips or the perineum or the genitals. And as that energy starts to shift, show me what's here. Okay? And then release, let it go. And let's move our legs out of this. And we'll straighten the right leg out in front of us. Fold the left leg however you love, in or behind. And now inhale, telescope the ribs away from the hips. So there'll be many reference points to the pelvis, just that we're feeling how things move toward the pelvis, away from the pelvis. And then exhaling, I'm turning my chest, which would be, I guess, to my left, as I set that right hand down. So kind of spiraling the entire trunk and the ribs, and we'll do a chest opener. Inhale, raise the left arm. And now exhale, reach through that inner right leg. Reach the leg away from that pelvis, or the hip socket. So we can use that active, that inner right leg line to show us, to show me this breath, this information in the right hip socket, in the right groin area, and the musculature that holds all this togethered. Lift the left shoulder away from the right hip. So we're expanding through this front side of the body as we open up and reach the hand back. And the gesture is an opening. Show me. Okay, inhale, bring the left hand down and do a little neck release. And if your head needs more support, remember, you can always prop your elbow up or your head on your hand. You can get whatever angle you need for your neck. And focusing 2 more breaths into the under skull area. And inhale, picking the torso up, the head up. Let's switch sides. All right, so left leg is set out straight or straight-ish. Inhaling and telescope the ribs away from the hips, so referring, working with, coming from the pelvis. I'm turning my ribs a smidge to my right, exhaling. Place that left hand down. And then inhaling, draw the right arm up, chest opener. And exhaling, reach, feel throughout that inner left leg. So this can be done in a quite muscular, physical, engaged way. Try physical, working those muscles, letting them condense, feeling how they expand, and with the breath. One of the things I think my teacher really pointed at quite astutely was with all of the practices for the heart, it really just helps, informs, and strengthens the heart work. To be coming to the heart with an open pelvis body, with a discovered sense of legs and strength and sexuality and survival and power and all these exquisite qualities that come with the feet and the legs and the ground and the torso and the primal instincts. All right, let's do that neck release. So we'll lower the right hand. And so as we're breathing and feeling and sensing the right side of the skull, just a little current of feeling and awakening still happening through that inner left leg. Inhale, we'll help the torso up, the head up. And I kind of want to do some dolphin, so let's do that first. We'll move on to our elbows and knees. It's great to see y'all. Good morning. Curl the toes under and let the toe pads start to exert that little propulsive action where the sole of the foot gets a little bit stretchy, like we're ready to launch. And inhale while the toe pads are pressing, while the forearms are pushing. And feel the neck, the head relax, release. Exhale the knees off the ground. Dolphin. And if our intention is floated away a little bit, just come back to that quality. It's to help physicalize our intent and our prayer is to call it up in and with ourselves. So if you're working on a particular quality of energy, I want to walk with more compassion. How does that go in your body? Because compassion will go uniquely in your body, and then start to breathe and bring that up and bring that through in this pose so that you're practicing that compassionate view while you're feeling the shoulders and the heart and the breath in the back and the arms and the chest working. And you're bringing that great quality into those areas and places that might be giving off some other discourse. All right, legs, we didn't warm you up for nothing. Take the right foot toes, wrap around the left Achilles, the left heel cord. Inhaling, pressing to just lifting up the back of the heart. And as you exhale, sink down onto that left heel. Release the neck. Let the neck go as the back of the leg gets a little stretch. Let the back of the neck go again. Now, when that back of neck is assuredly a little more relaxed, inhale, lift that right leg away from the heel. And as you're exhaling, reach out every single fingertip, press through the inner wrists, and lift that right leg away from the shoulders. Call up, breathe into your body those qualities that you're working with when the intensity of the experience shift, so that your love or your compassion is a stronger force, a stronger presence rather, than any experience can, right, than any slight discomfort. So let those good intentions and that spontaneous wisdom show up. All right, let's switch sides. Bring the right foot down. Teeny little break here with both feet down. And I will take that left foot, wrap it around the right heel cord. Take inhale, pressing through those forearms, lifting the back of the ribs up. And then exhaling, sinking down, stepping down onto that right heel. Now, as that right heel gets a little sink and the back of the leg stretches, release the neck, release the neck. And you might have to hang here for a moment. Just feel the neck relax, feel the neck relax. Even as that right leg's getting a stretch, feel the neck relax. When you're assured that neck is relaxing, then we'll take that left leg up. All right, we'll set that left foot down. And let's set the knees down for now. Let's lie on back. If you have an object that you can place between your legs, you'll do let's do straddle lifting through. A little change of action here. So once you're lying, we'll bring legs skyward and apart. We'll inhale the head and the shoulders off the ground. And exhaling out, reach, sensing around the pelvis. Sensing how the legs, the tone of the legs, do they carry the tone of the pelvis, and then pull the low belly down. Inhale into the hips, the genitals, the pelvic floor. We'll keep going. Exhale, the tailbone shifts and the legs reach. And just feel again, do the legs have a similar tone or a quite different tone from the pelvis? And then sinking the belly in to just kind of draw, to move. It's a little alteration in the energy there. Right? Inhaling into the low belly. The more deeply we sense, we feel the body, the more the energy tends to feel different and move and change. Exhale, the tailbone shifts as you reach out through the legs and feeling the tone of the legs as they come into the pelvis, feeling how the pelvis kind of goes into the abdomen, pull low belly down. Those might be different tones too. Right? Let's do about 5 more. Please, carry on. To me, tone is a word I've not really used until more recently. But I mean it to just kind of be a broad first feel. Like feeling the whole, taking in the pelvis as a whole sense. So the tone can absolutely be specific, but it's encompassing, it's broad, it's regional. We feel the tone of the legs, the tone of the pelvis, the tone of the abdomen. Something that's been really valuable to me is to feel where and when those tones change, where there's a partitioning, where and when there's a continuity. Because how we perceive that tone, that continuity of feeling through our body, I think gives us a lot of indication of how we perceive our integrity, our wholeness, every part is communicating with every other part. Right after those 5, just help with hands, legs together. And I like that. That's plenty good and enough. Let's turn onto a side and stand. We're going to move into just a couple pose vignettes, I guess. So standing at the top of mat. We'll spread the foot bones, spread the hand bones. Inhale, chair pose, bend knees, reach arms up overhead. Using the arms, lift hard away from gut. Exhale, fold, softening the neck. Inhale, monkey, lift the chest away from the lap, the legs. Exhale, step back and lower, drawing the shoulders away from the neck. Once we lower, belly down, bring the hands further left and right of the torso. We'll do a little shoulder shrug here. So thumbs are about collarbone match. Shift the tailbone toward the ground. Inhale into the abdomen. Raising the hands, elbows, and chest. And then exhale, squeeze the tops of the shoulders, let up. Squeeze the middle parts of the shoulder blades, let up. And then squeeze the bottom tips of shoulders, let up. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze tops, let up, middle parts, let up, bottom tips, let up. Let's do one more. Inhale. Let those back muscles work a little bit. And exhale, squeeze tops, let up, middle parts, let up, bottom tips, let up, release. Inhale the hands under the chest, exhale, downward dog. Release the weight of the head softly without dropping or shaking the head. And inhale, step the left foot forward, warrior 2. Reaching those arms out to the side, spreading the heels of the palms. Okay. So extended warrior variation, the chest opener. Inhale, we'll bring this left forearm to the thigh, raising the right arm. Have your right foot pitched inwardly, exhaling. Press through that right heel, getting that right butt to activate. As you lift and reach with that right arm, pressing with the left arm. Now we're going to sustain this moment where our left arm is nudging open, revealing the left hip. Where our right leg is reaching back, revealing the right hip. Where our right arm is lifting, reaching up, revealing this right quadrant of the heart. And bring those intentions, bring that quality of breath, that quality of energy into all these new little spaces. And inhaling, lower the right arm, straighten the left leg for triangle. Heel toe, adjust in. When you're ready to exhale, reach left hand forward, left ribs lengthen forward, and we'll set that left hand down. This left leg, the muscles working. And reach out every single fingertip. Go for it, right hand, every single one. Here you go. Good. Pause here with me. And as you take this next inhalation, feel the heart growing away from the pelvis. Feel if that distance, that space of the body is something that is changeable, perceptible. Feel how the heart expands from the gut, or feel if it's kind of dense or balled up. Right? How we experience space and density and solidity in the body gives us a great read on what it is we're doing with our life force. Okay. These are just my interpretations. You'll find your own way of kind of feeling, finding your how it is you work with your life force. All right, inhale, bend the left knee, set hands down, chaturanga, exhale. We step that left foot back and draw. Pull the shoulders down away from the head as you lower. Fingertips grab the bottom of the butt. Do a little boat variation. Stretch those legs back. The tailbone shifts down. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch legs back, lifting chest forward. And release. Inhale, hands under chest. Exhaling, downward dog. Sinking, heels toward the earth. As if kind of picking up the foot bones away from the earth. Letting that back of the legs just get that little stretch, the backs of the knees. And let those strong legs start to lift the sit bones into that space behind your butt. So the whole entire spine starts to get traction. Traction is one of the physical tools we have, the movement tools, to experience and perceive space in the body. So you get those strong legs online and then start to feel, where is there space? Where is it changeable? Where is it malleable? Where does that density of energy start to become liquidic, flowing? Inhale the right foot forward, warrior two. Exhaling, gliding the shoulders down, reaching out through now vibrant arm lines. I don't know if they're vibrant, but you do. I mean, I might be able to tell a thing or two and help out, but you know, and you can feel your arms. Extended warrior variation. We'll do that chest opener. Inhale the right forearm to the thigh. Ensure the left foot is pitched inwardly. And then exhale, using butt, shift the tailbone toward that left heel. Press, nudge with that right arm. Thigh forward. Lift with that left arm. We're purposefully moving ourselves into a show me state. Reach through that back leg, invigorate those leg lines, nudge that right thigh bone forward, feel that float, that moment of openness in the hip socket. Lift that left arm up, feel the lightness around the left side of the heart. And while sustaining all of this, hopefully, novel, interesting, openness, energy, perturbation, excitement. Deep breath, let that be part of our nervous system. Let our nervous system receive our intention that we're physicalizing. Right? Breathing that best quality of energy into this frame and this form. If you feel like you're right on the edge of something, fantastic. There's a lot of surfing in this modality. So in other words, don't just hang out like a lump. We're actually state hunting a little bit. Inhale, bring the left hand down for triangle. We'll straighten the right leg, adjust the feet. And then exhaling, lengthen through that right side, setting that right hand down on the shin. You can even spread the webbing in the muscles of the hand, that left hand. Go for it. Bending the right knee. Inhale, set the hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga. Cobra. Shift the tailbone toward the earth. Stretch legs back. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, downward dog. All right, friends. If you've got some wall space, we're going to do a little kicking toward the wall. And making sure that we take enough breaths to allow ourselves to kick with each leg toward the wall. So, example, I'll kick with my left leg and go up into that splits handstand for 4 breaths, and then I might come down and kick up with the other leg, splits handstand for 4 breaths. What's another way you can do it? You can do downward dog on the wall, reaching one leg away. If you don't have a wall to work or you just want to freestyle away from a wall, you can do downward dog or handstand without wall. Here we go. But we're stretching those legs forward and backward. There it is, there it is. There it is. There you go. Now work the legs and the tail. There you go. Ah! Back leg. Yeah, and you might want to play with the leg, kind of lifting the pelvis up. And the pelvis lifting, picking the abdomen up. Just an idea. There you go. Good leg to pelvis, pelvis to gut. There you go. Good, you're getting into the gut. Ah! Okay. But it's starting to read a little bit more up through the trunk, which is cool. And just make sure you give yourself time to have the legs the other way too, or kicking up with the other leg. But I never kick up with my other leg. Well, sure you do. Yep, you sure do. Good. And maybe what will, over time, be useful is just attuning to the feeling continuity between the pelvis and the solar plexus. Yeah, all right. Well, it seems like we're complete with upside downness. So let's move back into downward dog. And when we change our breathing, when we make deliberate the feeling of our breath, it's a super concise way of learning what a state or a state change feels like in our body. And just how incredibly simple it is to change our own state, to change our own energy. And that's not so much in a fix-it way, it's more in a creator way. What am I creating with my life force? All right, we're gonna do a round of interlock. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Interlock warrior. We're going left arm under left thigh. So when we're working with, changing our breath or changing our energy or changing our state, it's not meant as a fix-it, like, oh, I gotta fix it, I gotta make it more positive, or I have to make it better, or I have to make it feel different. It's more like, wow, I'm empowered to recognize and to work with my own materials, my own life force materials, in whatever way that just buzzes up my sense of being a spirited human. Once I recognize I work with these life force materials on a moment-to-moment basis, and I can build and make with them a brighter moment, a really dull and entitled moment, and here's that easy bird of paradise that you were hoping for. Inhale, step or wiggle that right foot forward. Remember, you can always stay crouched. There's always alternates. And then we're picking that left leg up. If the hands are still interlocked, keep them interlocked. Even if you're not straightening the left leg, get that foot active. That'll help with the balance, in my opinion. And if you've almost got that interlock, go with it. Yeah, give you another minute, another moment. There you go. Nice, nice. Sweet. Good. And that deep breath, because it's probably right here that breath state change is starting to happen to us. And then we go, oh, I play a part. I breathe. I play with these things. This is my sandbox. Yeah, good use of wall. Great. Why not? Yeah. All right. Stay with it. If you just got in there, that's fine. It's to hold it an extra moment. Inhale, set that left foot down, step that right foot back. Exhaling, we'll unwind, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Use cobra if you need to. And exhaling, downward dog. Interlock warrior. Here's the other side. Inhale, right foot forward. And exhaling, the right arm under the right leg. Left arm behind back. And we know with every emotional state, there's generally a way that we're breathing. There's a breath that kind of goes with all of these states. So if I'm feeling like pinched in and I've got no solutions and I can't breathe, there's going to be a whole tonal breath cluster of qualities that seem to adhere to one another. So now as we're moving to that easy bird of paradise, connect to your breath and let that breath start to kind of inject itself. Stepping that left foot forward. Maybe that breath starts to kind of smooth over and cleave right into that critic mind, huh? And we'll pick that right leg up. Wouldn't that be wonderful? To kind of interrupt the inner critic. Or to interrupt the struggling pattern and to connect to breath instead. Wouldn't that be incredible? There you go. And give it some moments. If you might need a couple. Couple moments to step up. Okay, even if the right leg doesn't straighten, flex, make foot active. It'll help. It'll help steer you up. And inhale, we'll set that right foot down, step left foot back. Release hands, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, let's release. We'll set the knees down, have a seat. We have a couple minutes. So let's sit comfortably, cross-legged. And we'll just do one more round of just playing in through the skull and collar area. So let's go left hand under left sit bone, cheek. Sit on it. And as you inhale, send that left palm down away from the skull. Feel free to tip the skull away from that left shoulder. Breathe into the physical body, absolutely. You can also breathe into the area, the space around your head and skull. So if you've had head injuries or falls, it's going to be helpful to breathe around the areas around the injured areas as well as the injury site. Breathe around the ear as well as in the ear. While I'm mostly cueing us and promoting for us to work with these contractile and these tensional behaviors inside our physical body, truth is they can actually begin quite a bit around our skin. They can begin in our field. All right. So we'll let the head be where it is. Unpin the left hand. If you need to switch the cross of your legs, do so, and we head to the other side. Pinning the right hand under the right cheek. Inhaling, reach that right palm down. Sending the arm and the palm away from the right side of the brainstem. It's kind of bathing the brain and the trigeminal nerve in your breath. The right side of the heart. You know, something comes up right now, so maybe it's germane to one of your practices. I just flashed to having mentioned in a class that sometimes there's an action of almost like squirting energy out of the body, and a lot of times that happens through the top of the shoulder. So if you're kind of like squeeze, strain, squirting around that neck, you might just ease up. almost like apply a breath bandage, so we're not having to like a fountain squirting our energy out our joints. The joints are conduits instead of exit valves. All right, we'll let the head be there. Unpin the right hand, help the head up, and we'll take a brief rest. So I'll have us rest for just like two time minutes. If you're right up on a schedule, though, I understand. And of course, you can sit or rest rather in a seated position or a lying position. But however you position yourself, just feel kinetically the body not needing to move or adjust or hold, but that there's some type of letting the body shift, cool, open in its own way without any nudging from us. And letting each breath just pour over, imbuing every single cell with that best quality intent, that best quality of energy, that best quality prayer. Let it kind of buzz and ring into the cells, right into the DNA, into the blood, and into the bone and the marrow. As we move our blood together, we grow together. There's no obligation to stop resting, but if you would like to move, at this time, bend knees, turn to a side, and use your hands to press to seated. I love you all so much. Namaste.